Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we are taking a look at FNM, and it's a... I don't know if it's a special holiday FNM. It just feels like regular... Okay. It's a mixture of two events, basically Singleton, so... Except for basic lands, one copy of every card, and it's treasure. So on top of that, every upkeep you're gonna get a treasure token. Now, if this were historic, we would have plenty of uses for these treasure tokens. As it is, there are very few cards that really want you to have more treasures. For red, there's Gadrak, and that's a pretty good reason to have treasures. For white, there is All That Glitters. Emery also kind of benefits off that, but outside of that, standard doesn't have that many things that really interact with tokens aside with treasures aside from destroying them. So we're pretty much just getting more out of our mana. If the last time I was in a treasure event, it was not Singleton, so Garuda was fair game there. Here, probably not so much. I might consider that if this one doesn't quite pan out, but this is what we have. It's just basic flash. I have a backup red deck in case in mind, but I might not so interested in that one. So we have a combination of a bunch of things. One, we have standard rogue package, and because they have it has flash, so we have the standard flash package. Thank you, Slitherwisp. And aside from that, we have other ways of gaining extra value. Atris, Rankle. Basically, it's the intersection of all these of all the good stuff in blue and black. Now, this is not so much control as in it's really a mix of multiple factors. So I'm not sure how this will pan out. Hopefully mana doesn't become an issue. So we have quite a few cards that take up quite a bit here, and we're gonna try to see how this quite pans out. Also, we do have Fae of Wishes here. We actually have an it's more like a patchwork sideboard, but we'll see if we can get to that point. And without further ado, we're gonna give this one a shot. Not exactly that much time to... I've known the event is gonna be coming for quite a while, but I haven't been able to do much research on it recently, and it kind of shows. Scrapping for playables and whatnot. So 3 man. Well, remember we have more mana than we actually have, so I'm definitely keeping this. Opponent gets to go first. Opponent's actually playing a Yorion deck. I probably should have considered putting that. So with that in mind, I may consider I may consider just playing the blue, playing this one, so that I can... So I have Brazen Borrower as an option just in case our opponent drops something really big. Then that will give us 1 token. Yeah, you know what? Let's keep our options open. So opponent now has 4 mana. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna pass there. We don't really need to have... So I'm actually gonna... Second thought, I might play this one. I could run the Rankle, but her opponent's representing a counter spell here, so I can actually wait. We have a counter of our own, so we can go for that. If it doesn't pan out, we can Sullen Division for a solution, maybe. Just have to remember that Dirge Bat is 6 mana to mutate, so not exactly a offensive answer. Opponent is waiting. Medomized Prophecy. Yeah, that's not quite worth countering. I'm tempted to plug the Sullen Division now, but aiming for the Doom Foretold plan, so we can kind of Brazen Borrow if we have to. In fact, we might as well just take the hit if we have to. So we'll pass. Make a token. Got another island, so we do have 6 mana available. I'm actually gonna just play the Evolving Wilds pass. When it names a card, that would give us some sort of clue as to what's up. We could also try to attempt to ruin our opponent's day just by trying to bounce it, I guess. Kinda wish I had Shatter the Sky. Okay, so Rat effect. Yeah, but this, however, is what I was afraid of. Like, I could just play this now, try to bait a removal. Well, we might as well try. I know our opponent's about to... Because I can bait it with this one, but that's a sure counter. Also, next turn... Well, I will have the mana for Rankle Plus. Yeah, let's try to bait out something. Our opponent has to have something, even if it's removal. And since we know our opponent's about to draw quite a few cards, we might as well force our opponent to tank it. So I could just cast this first. Let's see if our opponent has to removal. No removal. Looks like our opponent is just going to go for Shatter the Sky. So we're going to end the turn there. Opponent has a lot of mana now, but... Okay, so if our opponent does go for casting Shatter the Sky, they get 2 cards. If not... Okay, just goes for the Shatter. Draws 2 cards. You can counter, but it does not... You know what? Let's resolve that. I'm tempted to just actually... Hold on, because I can do Salandi Vision. I can also just cast Zaret San. I'll hold on to Zaret San for now. Let's cast Salandi Vision. I can just play the Disruption as Hagra Mauling, Mutual Destruction. Yeah, we'll take the Hagra Mauling. Make another token. Zulu for Duelist. Let's see if our opponent actually has a counter here. The opponent's willing to take the beats. Okay, if I make our opponent discard... Probably benefits our... It probably benefits our opponent more to discard than us, so I'm gonna actually just draw a card. Looks like our opponent has like 6 cards in hand. So we could play this as a land, we could also... Oh no, we can cast this as a copy... Nah. I'm gonna pass. Opponent sacks, looks at the top card. Maybe opponent will be happy to tell us what's the top card. But this looks like straight Singleton control. I'm still waiting for our opponent to drop something really big. Can't just be loading up on treasures all the time. You have to have something. Yeah. Am I tempted to just play the Fairy Vandal? Well, no, we don't have a way to draw cards, so I can ignore that bit. Realm Probe Giant. Yeah, I'll let that resolve. Opponent. Does our opponent go to cast it? No, not quite yet, so... Let's see if our opponent has a counter for that. Nope, letting it slip. We could just take the Metamized Prophecy, but that's really sad. We do have removal and Hagra Mauling at least, so... Okay, so let's play that. Yeah, I'm really curious what the rest of our opponent's cards is. He hasn't played anything, hasn't used any tokens, hasn't... Yes, literally done nothing. I suppose we can see the giant now. Unless we have a severe hoarder in our hands, I'm pretty sure. Delirious Enraptured. Okay. Makes a 3/2 blue reflection. Let's see. Goes for the giant killer. Okay, so it's a good thing I did not go for Zaratsan. I can blink the token. Yeah, let's try to make our opponent expend resources. Blink the token so they get nothing back. If they try to counter, it's fine. Blink the token. Cast the Brazen Borrower so we have another beat stick on the air. Opponent's already used 2 rats. I'm assuming they have more in the form of with the black mana. Well, they also have red mana too, so that's interesting as well. Cunning Nightbonder. Nothing interesting to get yet, so I'm not gonna bother with Zaratsan. So I'm gonna pass first. We have some good stuff on hold at least. Vertic Meletis. I'm suspecting our opponent has cards like Elspeth Conquers that are stuck under our hand right now because we haven't been playing cheap stuff. Could they have also forgotten to pack counter spells? Who knows? Luna the Wishgiver draws 4 cards. We're not gonna counter that. We can't counter it anyway. But they have 8 mana, so let's see if they go for casting anything now. I can actually just ignore our opponent for the time being. Opponent's also playing the ignore game as well. So let's see, it's all spells. Let's just put another creature on the board. Temptation now is to try to snipe for the win, like 3, 4, 5, 6. We're kind of opening ourselves up to this one. You know what? We can wait. I kind of say we can wait very loosely here. I'm pretty sure our opponent has removal. They're not. I don't think they're just gonna lay down and die to 4 power in the air. Well, I don't think we're... Well, technically, if our opponent can only answer 1 flyer, we could punch through. Also quite tempting that maybe I should have just copied the... Because I'm trying to see if... Because our opponent has black mana and red mana represented. Technically, they have all mana represented, but the land... Oh, they even have green mana. They have all colors, but they have not played a single thing. What gives? This could be like a Blink Good Stuff deck based on Yorion. Okay, there's a Skyclave Apparition. I'd probably... Okay, if they're taking the Fairy Vandal, that means they... That means they have another answer for Brazen Borrower. Elspeth Conquers Death. That answers Brazen Borrower. Yeah, I kind of wish I made a copy now. Okay, just gonna kill this one now, see if we can get something back. Opponent did have the ECD. Resolve. We use the Brazen Borrower, that's... Yeah, I kinda wish I copied it now. So now we have to hit... Opponent still has all this. It's kinda actually coast is clear for our opponent to drop the Realm Cult Giant if they want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can make this a 6-6. But that means we do absolutely nothing afterwards. Another thing we can do now also is just... Now our opponent could use this ability to tap stuff. It's a possibility. So my turn. Got ourselves a Nighthawk Scavenger. I guess we can kind of buy time with this. So we'll do just that. Now we're kind of doubling down, but... Opponent gains some life, though that one not so consequential at this point. That one's more worrisome, though our opponent, yeah, gets back Skyclave Apparition. It's still kind of annoying considering what we have. Opponent's now forced to rat or something. 1, 2, 3. Really curious what our I'm really curious what the rest of our opponent's hand is, considering lots of other colors, probably a Kenrith. Considering our opponent's been playing straight Esper, it's probably just another Kenrith. Juari, yep, that's definitely... I actually have this in the deck, but it's really more as an extra land or something to punch in the early game. It really has no legs late game. Opponent goes for it. Okay, opponent's gonna go. Okay, opponent's gonna go for the blink. So we will lose one Nighthawk Scavenger. I kind of need to decide if I just want to play this now, because our opponent has like what, 4 creatures on the board. Yeah, let's do it. Because our opponent's kind of forced to block with this. This one will kill anything. Sea Dasher Octopus. Oh wait, hold on, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 3/4. That just makes another 2/2 take action. Kind of want to see how our opponent blocks. Also, I want to see if our opponent's just been hoarding instant speed removal. If they have, then yeah, good. Then they played us really well. Shot Typhoon X equals 3. Very conservative, which means they do have. Very conservative, just an X3, but that means they have something else. Actually, a trick we can. Okay, so we will. Okay, that's a given. One just takes 2. Technically, we can save this by. We can take this. I think we have the mana to actually take both out. Hold on. Oh, that's a human. We can't save that. We can mutate onto this. That does nothing. We can mutate onto this to draw another card. Not just mutate onto this. Ooh, that did not work as planned. Oh, wait. Yeah, at least I learned now. That did not work as planned. I probably was just better off mutating onto the Night Bonder to draw an extra card. So what I missed was because of the activation overwrites this, so this is only good afterwards. Now that said, we've used up all our resources. Yeah, we're pretty. It's a very oh my gosh. You hoard all these resources and your plan is simply to mill? Well, I guess it works, because our opponent can now just tap this down. We're kind of locked out. Opponent actually discarded inversion because they have a better Temporary Master effect. So this is really just control.
Alright. Who's ready for
we probably lost this one. We never forced our opponent to use resources. We never put enough pressure. And the fact that our opponent has not attacked us at all, I didn't think. Got an Agadeem's Awakening. Let's see what you can get back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can get back X equals 5 if our opponent does not have a counter. That's interesting. Let's go to combat. Let's see. Because our opponent can just multi-block. So we're actually going to just pass.
I do love a good puzzle.
That's opponent actually discards Kenrit. So there you go. But we missed out on some of our good stuff. I would have loved the Pouncing Shore Shark, if only to take out the wall token. We'll see if we can actually. Okay, lost the Murder Sign. We're trying to lose our removal. Oh no, this is bad. Oh, opponent gets Kenrit back. Okay, so slight dodge. I thought I was more concerned our opponent would get back Skyclave Apparition.
Think fast.
So we're actually gonna check our graveyard. So we got a 1, a 3, 5, a 3, another 5. We can't mutate a 3. Okay, so not many good choices. It's basically 1, 3, 5. Okay, we got 2. We got 2 and a 3 and a better 3. So I guess we can go for that. Only plays Midnight Clock. So The good news is they're running their cards out, so and they even discarded Dream Crawler. So I'm gonna hold. Get a treasure token. If we can hit. So let's see what we want to get back. Obviously we want Zaret. We want Black Man's Paragon. We want Zulaport Duelist. We don't have a no, we get hey, if I get Glasspool Mimic. Oh wait. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, submit 5. Let's see if our opponent has the counter. I could have even gone for 6, but oh wait, I could have gone for 6. Oops, bad math. And our opponent played the Jawari Disruption, so that didn't matter. Oh wait, this tap for mana. Passes it. Yeah, good game. I'm gonna call it right there. So we got out-controlled, which kind of makes sense. So that shows us a problem with this kind of deck is that you have to kind of make... technically, we are more aggro. We get to just play our stuff on our opponent's turn. So we have... but we also have a bunch of expensive stuff that does take a while to set up. Also, quite a few cards that are really not in... like... I'm definitely keeping this one. Opponent, whoever goes first, it's a very big advantage. So I'll play this one. So next turn we have a 4-drop as an option. Opponent goes Maze Mind Tome. Okay. Oh, everyone just literally gonna go control. So we're gonna see. So we're gonna see if we actually stick the Ashiok's Erasure. Yeah, if I see... oh wow. Doesn't get any more boring than this. Okay, let's play stuff out. Let's force our opponent to do things. Okay, we got rid of Ashiok. That's a good... oh, opponents... is everyone just literally playing boring 5-color good stuff? Well, let's see what it is. See if opponent has to kill. Nope, no kill. And the turn, we are 1 mana shy of Blitz Leech, but we do have Ashiok's Erasure. Murder. We'll play the Standard Bearer now. So even if this dies, we still get the card. Oh, we should have waited actually. Oops. Yeah, we bunked that timing. Opponent cycles. So looks like they're looking for anti-aggro stuff now. Let's see if our opponent actually goes for the Doom Foretold. Okay, goes for the next color. So actually, there's a huge dearth of aggro. So, and we're also missing some land drops. I am tempted to try casting Fae of Wishes to get something out, but I can't exactly go proactive without knowing what I'm up against, and I really need to hold up Ashiok's Erasure for opponents just gonna keep stacking mana like no tomorrow. I'm semi-fine with our opponent not doing anything. Though every time they draw... So we have 3 tokens. No, if I need to... Okay, this will force out a response from our opponent. Ashok's Erasure is really just there. Okay, there's the Voracious Great Shark. Kind of expected. I was running it also. Let's see if our opponent actually has a counter spell to that. So in other words, it's just... And they countered that one. I'm not... But yeah, missing land drops really hurts us here. Rewinds in M21 probably. I'm gonna feel really bad if all I run into is just some. Well, I can't complain about people playing control because I play control that normally as well. But okay, Polukranos Unchained. Let's see if our opponent goes for the activated ability. Yeah, if we're missing land drops, oh wow. Ay ay ay. Probably should start. But yeah, we started goofing up the timing and all that. Interesting we can do this if our opponent attacks. Like I wanna just take, but yeah, I kinda wanna just take. Just have the option for Batra. But I'm pretty sure our opponent has a counter spell. Actually, this is bad too because our opponent could just snipe it in response, so we get nothing. So I'm gonna just pass. Though we do have an interesting option in Blitz Leech. I kind of want to save it for this when our opponent inevitably attacks. Let's see if this slips. But yeah, missing land drops really hurts us. It's actually... He could fight another creature in response. Yeah, sure. Still removed, so forces him to activate it again, so got him to use up a lot of resources just on that. Opponent is actually our opponent can actually get this back now. Yeah, it's literally just all good stuff.
We were born for the hunt.
Yeah, and I'm missing land drops. I'm just gonna call this. So now that we know that Yeah, if you ask me, combining Treasure and Singleton was probably a horrible idea. It because of the severe inconsistency, and it really benefits decks that it only benefits control. Like you don't get the consistency of say aggro, or don't get consistency of mid range, or even a decent combo. So the Treasure really only benefits control. Like it feels like they're making these formats by throwing darts on the board, I guess. Well, I finally get to go first. But if I see yet another control deck at this point, I'm gonna call it that we're not quite control, but it's still 5-color good stuff. I'm going to highlight my second color for now. I guess it's also a problem that we're kinda in between. Like we are an aggro mid-range deck with a few control elements. Like we might be better off well, not if we're gonna go for a full-on aggro, these colors are not gonna cut it. We're gonna have to add another color. Better. Okay, knowing what we've got. We can see what our opponent plays next. Cause that's definitely knights at this point, so we actually have the option to just drop the Lockmere Servant. Snapbacks, Apex, deals. It has double strike, so it will nuke. Wait, did he just oh, he just cast it straight. Okay, resolve. And I actually forgot that Lockmere Serpent's 7/7. Okay, I actually do want other land now. No, it's not quite over. Our opponent could have enchantment style removal. Or even their own murder. Like, they're playing a Knight's deck, so even their own Murderous Rider would count. But it's starting to look like you really should be playing 3 colors. Luminous Broodmoth, that's fine. So that was the engine they were going for. So next turn, definitely playing the Night Bonder. I might actually just vomit out all my knights. Let's see if our opponent probably looking for a rat effect. Heroes of the Dream Den. Okay. They can't get back Snapbacks, but they can get back the Inspiring Veteran. So I'm going to play... Well, opponent concedes. Okay. Maybe... No, nothing quite wrong. It's just that we happen to have the big 7/7 creature to surprise our opponent. But otherwise, as far as chain, yeah, I'm pretty. But this is for me pretty much like a one and done event. It's more like an event I'm not too interested in. Well, it's interesting now that I didn't run into any more control decks, but I'll be honest, it looks like the control decks are the... We do have... Actually, you know what? We have blue mana, so there's really no reason to... Well, if it's mostly lands, there's a good reason to mulligan. So turn to Nimana Sky Dancer. Interesting. We'll see. I have to do the math here. 1. Then we'd have 2 mana. It's possible. No. It's possible. Just a bit scary because of the mana our opponent is representing. But if our opponent taps out, we might have a shot at an early Zaret San. Okay, these are human. So I'm not exactly mutating. Again, we have to be careful that because our opponent has already showing removal mana. Well, actually, just the treasures alone is already removal mana as it is. If it's a counter spell, I'll be slightly annoyed. Well, it will Shark Typhoon X equals 1. So we actually have a mini. Ooh, we actually have a goal of Okay. Hold on, let's see what we can get. Pretty much Shark Typhoon. I can get their own Zaret San back, but that doesn't do much. Oh, I almost clicked the cancel by mistake. So yeah, let's get the Shark Typhoon. We don't have a way to benefit off it yet, but okay, opponent concedes right there. So if we don't have that explosive first turn, we don't have it. Yeah, I was kind of doing the math a little bit wrong there. I'm gonna give this one more. I'm gonna give this one more game, even though I already made my minimum wins. I want to see if I just want to see what the format is like, but it is looking like control is the way to go. Now I've seen some other content creators. One went for Naya Winota. That one did not feel consistent. It looked interesting. It just did not feel consistent. My other build I was considering was a party style build. But the problem was the quality of the, well, it's Singleton, I guess it makes sense, but the quality of the creatures did not feel great. Like, even if I have a Tazri, even if I can get Tazri, I can get coveted price quite often. I can hit the green just... It was like, sure, I can vomit out a lot of creatures, but as long as well, I guess it makes sense. As long as I don't run into control, I'm fine. Okay, this one I'm willing to keep because we have at least 2 targets to drop Batra on. I'm sorry, Dirge Bat on. It does mean I have to be conservative with and red-green, so probably Bone Crusher Giant and whatnot. That's actually, yeah, the Naya Winota deck actually feels reasonable, I guess. Let's give our opponent something to snipe. We do need to draw into something better than one of our better beat sticks. Cultivate. Okay, so we kind of want to... We're running into possible Genesis Ultimatum territory. Actually, there's a lot of big things. I even considered a large mono-red. Like, mono-red, but with all the really expensive creatures that you never thought you'd run. The Tectonic Giant, etc., etc. I think our opponent is going for a quick ultimatum. Okay, we sniped that good. We sniped that one down. So opponent has 6 mana. Listen, Caryatid, okay. Very Vandal. Basically just a ton of flyers, that's the mini strategy. Nothing big to snipe yet, so I might just... Wait, opponent is representing something. Heartless Act. Oh, we can ruin it. Oh wait, hold on. Whenever you draw your second card, no, that's not gonna be yeah, we'll let that resolve. No, if it was my turn, it would have ruined it. But no, this one only draws one card, so we're gonna pass. We did. Okay, we got rid of another big one. That's good. Thankfully, the treasure tokens are not food tokens. But it does mean our opponent does have some sort of food engine, or they were just planning to hardcast this. Now, I'm hoping our opponent tries to cast something big because we have the Great Shark ready. And this, based on the style of deck, I'm pretty sure they are Green-tail Heron. Yeah, I'm doing this because I don't feel like letting our opponent draw a card. Our opponent is suffering for resources as it is. Okay. We are missing land drops though. But we are. Our opponent might be some sort of like a Value Town Mutate deck. Very wildly inconsistent despite the multitude of colors here. Now we Elder Gargaroth. I can kind of wait actually, so we'll let that resolve. I kind of want to play Omen the Sea first because worst case scenario we have something to mutate on. So, but we will play Omen. Let's ensure if we can get that one more drop so I don't use up all tokens all the time. Serpent. It's sad to say the Serpent's gotta go. Drown in the Loch. It's actually fine. In fact, we can just use that as our removal base. So my turn. Need a token. We can just remove it right now. Yeah, opponent actually milled quite a few cards. Okay, lets it go. Opponent really taking the hits like a boss. So we still have tricks as an option. Opponent still okay. So our opponent basically, well, if they had removal, they didn't draw it, but otherwise they were so dependent on hit. They were just so dependent on landing their big creatures. The removal is efficient enough that if you can't protect your creatures, you're really not going to get much out of it. But that's why the control deck really worked. That one didn't bother about protecting creatures; it just bothered about protecting the player and just taking care of the opponent's threats. And the first game was a simple case also. It's basically whoever blinked first. I would also mention that the first player, because they also get the first treasure token, major advantage. If major advantage, even if they don't get to draw a card, they stack up mana very quickly that it probably doesn't really matter that much. Well, but we'll see about that. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our notifications and whatnot. Do let me know if you ran into lots of control, or if you ran it. Well, not necessarily. Like, what decks did you build? What decks did you fare well against? What decks did you fare poorly against? Yeah, just let me know the usual stuff. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. And as always, have a great, well, crossing. Well, here's hoping for. Let's all have a great year next year. See you then. Take care. Bye bye.